I'm Jim Schmidt. I'm going to continue instruction on how I build a tenor saxophone. Today I'm going to show you how to locate the tone holes of the bow. First of all, I got to cut the bow to length. The outside measurement along the outside of the bow is about 315 millimeters. Measuring on the inside, what we call the crook, is about 108. So you have to trim off the ends, level, perpendicular with the bow center line to get the correct length. Then you take a straight wire and you rub it on the surface of the bow like that. And what that does, it gives you a line on the high point of the bow. Now that line is this line on the drawing. We use that line to locate the tone hole centers. On the largest tone hole of the bow, we have to rotate that tone hole 11 millimeters toward the crook. That's important, don't forget that. This is a drawing of the bow. It's going to help us locate the tone holes. This is a high point line of the bow that I showed you before. So first, cut out a piece of paper, about like that. Now, this is the quadrant line I showed you before. So we're going to align that at the end of the bow. Tape that on. Do the same thing to the other side. Align it with this quadrant line. Another piece of tape in the center. Alright, now we can put center punches on the bow. Use your hammer. Put a center punch in the center of each tone hole. Because the paper is flat and the bow has curved surfaces, we've got to get the paper to fit the curved surfaces. So I've cut the plans here in the center and here all the way out to this line. And then I've taped it 3 places in the center of the crook and on the outside. Now we can use the center punch to mark the red circle on these centering lines. Also here, 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 and here, 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 and here. Use a hammer to make center punch marks. Later on, those punch marks will help us locate where the tone hole is supposed to be. Now, on this large tone hole, you got to remember it's rotated 11 millimeters towards the crook. So we put our center punch marks rotated towards the center. Now we're going to find the center line of the bell so we can locate the tone holes. First, take the bell and turn it exactly sideways. You've got to use your eyeball and make sure the bell is perpendicular. Then take a wire and rub it just on the end of the bell. I just made this line right here. Now I'm going to measure over 7 millimeters from that center line in this direction, 7 millimeters over. This will be the center line of the tone holes. Now with this line here, this is difficult, but this is the best way I found to do it. Take a piece of wire and rub it right on this line and continue that wire down the bell, keeping the wire parallel the entire time you do that. That'll draw a line on the surface of the bell. Now, These are the plans of the bell. You cut it here at the end, along the sides, and you also cut it right here by this end of this tone hole. So it looks like this. This line that we drew with the arrows, you line up with the center line of this tone hole right on the edge of the bell, tape it in place. Now the line that I showed with the wire, I drew a little line right there. Line that up with the center line of the tone hole. Tape it on. Okay, now you know where your tone holes are going to be on the bell. Take your center punch, punch the center of each tone hole with a heavy punch because you're going to have to locate the centers. Also, the red circle at the quadrants of each tone hole and the red line. Now these center punches are just for locating the tone hole. The actual location of the tone hole will be centered inside these punch marks. But the tone hole itself will be the black line, the smaller circle.